We told you a couple of days ago about this particular incident, didn't we? Of course, that's right. The now infamous interview with the Duke of York, His Royal Highness Prince Andrew. Whether you call him His Royal Highness or not, it's just the way you're brought up, and that's the sort of imagery that you remember, isn't it, of Prince Andrew. Let's not forget, he did do a good stint for us out in the Falklands, and I think it's really sad that that's been wiped away, of course, for whatever, his own misdemeanors, and there is a bombshell definitely waiting to go off there. But more importantly, that's the situation. Now, of course, as I said to you recently, I think one person in particular has really traded heavily off this particular image and interview. None other than the former Newsnight host, Emily Maitlis. And this particular story broke, and I wanted to explain this so you understand exactly what it truly means and whether it's just hype also for the forthcoming Amazon docudrama that she's behind. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you today. Thank you so much as ever for your time. Look at those dark clouds above me. Yeah, well, I haven't brought them with me, no. What do you think, I'll go around with a dark cloud hanging over my head? Yes, I can see them. Yes, oh, you're so naughty, you people, but always fun. But thank you as ever for taking the time out to join me. Now, this particular sort of story, which has really hit big time, is all about, as I say, this sort of particular picture centering on the ill-fated interview between the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, and the former Newsnight host. And the story goes that this picture now could be considered to appear in the National Portrait Gallery. And, you know, the key factor on this is two things that I really wanted to highlight to you, because apparently this is an historical image, and this particular image was taken just after the interview, where allegedly, walking down the corridor, Prince Andrew says to the host, "Oh, I think that went incredibly well." Many people feel, of course, that he was really misguided, and it certainly didn't go incredibly well. So what are the plans for this particular portrait? Well, it's been submitted, but it's a little bit like I told you a couple of months back now. Meghan and Harry's favourite photographer, Mr. Harriman, he submitted some pictures that he'd taken, and they become under consideration. Now, what happens is they're logged, and then they let you know if they're going to display them or not. Most of these pictures eventually find their way onto the website, not necessarily displayed in the National Portrait Gallery. It's a wonderful place, you know, I'm a big fan of it, and certain areas you can't go in because it costs a bit of money now, so you can imagine my wallet's snapped shut for that area. But for those the areas that are free, I think it's fabulous. Now, will this actually get hanging on the walls? I don't believe so. I put a call into the National Portrait Gallery, and they say that there's no plans at this given stage. But there's a bigger factor, isn't there? Of course, the patron of the National Portrait Gallery is none other than Catherine, the Princess of Wales, a big supporter of that particular area and charity, and they would not wish to offend her. You can imagine how embarrassing that would be just if she was walking around the gallery, and I know they wouldn't allow this, but you know, just imagine this got caught on camera of there he is, Prince Andrew, and of course that infamous picture. So while it's a great bit of PR, the key factor in this story is, could it appear in the National Portrait Gallery? It's not a given. It may not even get on the royal... It's not a given, and it may not even get on the website. So that's really how far it is. But as I told you, the PR team behind this forthcoming Amazon docudrama, which is all about the infamous interview, which we've already seen on Netflix, well, that's the reason behind that. They're just trying to highlight it, push it, and get any interest they can going. As for the National Portrait Gallery, a little bit like the pictures from Miss and Harriman, they're still under discussion. It's a few months down the line. You see how this works now. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.